And now that we've all got some distance, good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing today? Woo, that sounds like some heat exhaustion. But it's good to meet you all. My name is Keiko. I'm going to be your tour guide through our world-famous San Diego Zoo. First and foremost, thank you all for being here. Here at the San Diego Zoo, we are a part of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, where our ultimate goal is to eliminate extinction amongst wildlife populations and in turn create a world where all life can thrive. So throughout our tour today, you're going to be meeting animals from each of our 8 conservation hubs, so keep your eyes peeled. Because coming up on our right is the first. That is the American flamingo. Keep an eye out for that pink coat. They are the most colorful of the 6 flamingo species. Now on the left we have our musicians. Bust a move if you guys are feeling the grooves. And actually up ahead on the left is the path to 2 of our newest habitats. That's the hummingbird aviary habitat and the Komodo kingdom. So check it out if you guys haven't seen it already. And as we continue on downhill, just a few safety guidelines. First and foremost, please keep all arms, legs, hands, feet, kids, moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, and loose items inside the bus at all times. And the second is that you all are permitted to stand. However, we do ask that you keep one hand on the railing for a 3rd point of contact. And now as we continue further downhill, take in the views all around us. We have now just entered our lost forest. This is our Asian rainforest here at the San Diego Zoo. And if you think that the temperature has dropped just a little bit, that's because it has. Rainforests provide some of the most habitable environments on the planet, as well as supporting some of the most biodiverse communities of not only animals but plants as well. So coming up on our right, let's see if we can catch a glimpse of our Malayan tiger. This is a very unique sight. And now wave bye to our boys as we continue on forward.
Bye, Leo. Bye, Simba. Not lion, it's tiger. Hi, Leo the lion. Leo the lion.
So now coming up on our right-hand side, through the clearing, is our hippopotamus habitat, as well as the okapi habitat behind them. So let's see who we can catch a glimpse of first. So today is Sunday, so in the pool should be the mother and her calf, Unani and Amale. And don't be confused by Amale's size, she is only 1 year old. She was born last year, in the spring of 2020. And we don't always get the best view of our hippos from the bus, so we always do recommend that you guys check them out on foot. That's Hippo Trail to our right. I'll move slowly just in case anybody can catch a glimpse of them. Now, fun fact about our hippos, they actually spend 16 hours of their day in the water. Our male hippo, Otis, is 4,000 pounds. So as you can imagine, it's really hard to keep all that weight walking throughout their day. So again, they spend a lot of that time to alleviate the pressure off their feet. And now coming up on the clearing through our right is our red-tailed guenon and our Allen swamp monkey habitat. Now we have a lone monkey back there. Seems like everybody else is either resting or at rest right now.
Okay, so we're probably right here now.
And it looks like we have some more monkey activity back there. It looks like everybody's starting to hop out. The habitat just got the shade. And keep in mind that every habitat that you guys are all seeing right now is all specifically designed for the animal that they take care of. And this is because at the zoo, we do want to reinforce natural instincts and habits that they would develop otherwise in the wild. Because again, our goal isn't to domesticate these animals, it's to help rebuild their population so that one day we can reintroduce them all back into their native habitats. And now if you guys have the zoo map or the map app on your phone, on our right is a red dot with the number 15 in it. Now that's our map locator. You can use it to find where we are in the zoo at any moment. And if you guys go up that alley to the left, you'll end up on our right hand side. Now that's Eagle Hill. There's many different birds of prey over there. And on our left-hand side right now is another species of flamingo. Now that's the greater flamingo. They're native to the marshlands of Africa. And as you can tell, they are a different species of flamingo because they have a lighter pigment. Now, fun fact about flamingos is that they actually get their color from what they eat. So the American flamingos that we saw up top get their pink from the shrimp that they eat. So that's a very fun flamingo fact that not many people know. Now another one, does anybody know why flamingos only hold up one leg? Because if flamingos held up both legs, they would fall over. Hey, someone got it, somebody got it. That's right, that's right. It's all good, it's all good. I got more coming up. And now coming up on our hill, just to shed some more unknown aspects about our San Diego Zoo, we are actually one of the most visited botanical gardens in the United States. For those of you that don't know what a botanical garden is, it's pretty much a plant zoo. And here at the San Diego Zoo, we take care of over 1,000 different types of taxa, otherwise known as plant life. And that's because plants not only provide for the wildlife, but also for us humans. They do give us all of the oxygen that we use to breathe, as well as providing us healthy habitats to live in, and of course keeping our environment cool. Now if you guys take a look over to the right, you might be able to catch a glimpse of some of our Grevy zebras. That's actually a very good glimpse of them. They're actually very close right now. So I'll move slowly so everybody has a good chance to see them. Now there's actually 3 different subspecies of zebra. All of them are found throughout Africa, but the Grevy zebra is found in the sub-Saharan areas of Africa. And that antelope species on our right, that is the Specs gazelle. Those are the smaller ones with the small horns. And the lesser kudu are back there. They're bigger with the white stripes. And now coming up on our left is the polar bear plunge. Now in a moment, hopefully we'll be able to catch a glimpse of our polar bears. But if you guys actually walk further back into there, you can find some reindeer, as well as some Canadian lynx. So of course, there's always more to see on foot. Now this is the Bonsabok on our immediate right. You can spot them with their spiraled horns. I see one back there on our right hand side. And that animal was actually near extinct in the 1920s. But thanks to the conservation efforts of a South African farmer, their numbers have actually rebounded to over 3,000 today. And there's actually a national refuge for Bonsaboks in South Africa. Now coming up on our right hand side, that's a Gerenuk. That is the male Gerenuk with the horns. And the female Gerenuk is the one without. She's in the back right there behind that log. And their name actually directly translates to giraffe necks in Somali. And now coming up on our right, it looks like we got a pile of sleepy pigs. Now these are our Chicoan peccaries, and they're actually native to South America in an area known as the Gran Chaco. Now these animals were also thought to be extinct until the 1970s when they were reintroduced back into the Western world. So again, a lot of the work that we do here is very recent, and we are always learning. We don't know everything. So of course we do, again, maintain relations with all of our conservation hubs across the globe because they know so much more than we do in their native habitats, of course. And now coming up on our left-hand side is our mountain lion habitat. Now keep your eyes peeled. They could either be at the top or on the bottom. Now there's 2 different mountain lions that live here by the name of Sierra and Tahoe, and as their names imply, they're from the West Coast. But mountain lions are actually the most widely dispersed North American mammal. That means that they could be found as far north as Canada and as far south as South America. And you could even find them here in our own backyard of San Diego. But hopefully you guys won't have that wild encounter because they are not the most friendly in the wild. And if you guys are wondering what the kangaroo signs are, these are our kangaroo bus stops. That's our city bus that runs around the zoo, picking up and dropping off passengers. So if you guys want to ride the bus minus the wait time of the tour line, feel free to hop on one of our kangaroo buses if you have the time. And now we've just entered our elephant odyssey. Now in here you're going to be able to see some animals you might have been able to catch a glimpse of 12 to 20,000 years ago. Now coming up on our left is the first. Now this small guy is called the South African rock hyrax. And as small as they are, you might think they're related to a guinea pig or a rodent, but their closest living relative is actually the elephant. Now these guys are related to elephants because of the way that their tusks grow. It grows upwards. And it's thanks to scientific linkings like this that we're able to find distant relatives. So the next time you guys see an elephant, remember their cousin, the small rock hyrax. And now coming up is one of the most distinct faces of wildlife, and that's none other than our African lion.
Simba! You are my chosen one.
And a lot of our conservation work that actually has to do with African lions is finding many different ways that we can coexist with them in their natural habitat. Because a lot of the times humans want to live in areas that lions do, so there is a lot of clashing at local levels. And again, we do want to create a world where all life can thrive. So again, we're not looking to just provide them a home here in the zoo, but to find ways that we can all live happily. And now coming up on our right, keep your eyes peeled to see if you can catch a sight of our jaguar named Dee Dee. Now move slowly because I'm not able to see her, but I hope you guys can catch a glimpse of her before I can. Now jaguars are native to the Amazonian rainforest of South America. As you can tell, our habitat has plenty of foliage for her to hide. And jaguars face a lot of the same problems as lions, but especially because of defragmentation of their forests due to illegal logging and mining. So if you guys want to help jaguars with your own money, you can support wood and paper products with the FSC logo. That's Forestry Stewardship Council. And that's logging and mining done in sustainable manner so that we can again preserve a lot of life. And now coming up on the right, it looks like you guys can catch a glimpse of one of our young African bulls. Now that is one of our 5 elephants that we provide care for here at the zoo. There's 2 young African bulls, one of them was right there on the right. There's an African female elephant and there's 2 Asian female elephants. And the easiest way to tell the difference between the 2 species is their ears. African elephants have large ears in the shape of the continent of Africa, while Asian elephants have much smaller ears. So again, keep your eyes peeled for the next elephant that we encounter. And now coming up on our right is our ECC. Now this is our Elephant Care Center. This is where all 5 of our elephants are seen every day. They're all showered. They're checked from trunk to toe to make sure that their health is in good shape. And they also all receive a pedicure once a week, as well as receiving some of their favorite snacks at the same time. So the next time you see the ECC, think of an elephant spa care. And now a quick break from our elephants. Coming up on our right is our secretary birds. Now that's Stella right there on the ground, and that's Charlie up top. You guys on the upper level should be eye view to him. And I know that's Charlie because Charlie likes to roost in the tree. And that interesting bird is actually native to the Saharan areas of Africa. And they're actually one of 2 aviary animals that hunt on the ground. So wave bye to our secretary birds as we continue on forward and search for more elephants. Now as we round this next turn, keep in mind all of the different objects that you guys are seeing. If you remember me talking about our Allen swamp monkeys, every single item placed inside of our elephant's habitat is meant to provide mental as well as physical stimulation. And a funny story about Debbie. So again, a lot of these items are mental enhancers, and these specific ones are brain teaser puzzles. So the elephants have to turn them upside down and shake them so that they can have food fall out. But Debbie on our right-hand side actually figured out a way that she could turn it upside down, blow air from her trunk into it so that all the food would fly out. So at one point, our elephants actually outsmarted us. And again, they are very intelligent animals. So wave bye to Debbie. Wish her a good night. So you guys got to experience the young crowd and the old crowd of elephants we have here, which is awesome. And now coming up on our left is actually a really good sneak peek behind what we do here at the zoo, besides everything that the public is able to see. This is our butterfly conservation lab. So San Diego, specifically Southern California, is home to the native milkweed plant. Now there are many different species of milkweed, so look them up to see which is your local, because the milkweed is actually the only plant that monarch butterflies will lay eggs on. And now coming up on our right is a hard animal to spot because of some camouflage. But that's our dromedarian camel. I'll move slowly so everybody can get a good glimpse. Now, dromedarian refers to the number of humps that they have. The one on our right is one hump. They're from North Africa as well as the Middle East. Now, coming up on our right-hand side is actually the face of our Southwest Conservation Hub here in the United States, and that's none other than the California condor. Now, you can see two of those birds right there perched atop that rock. And they're actually the largest North American bird. They can weigh up to 25 to 50 pounds, and their wingspan could actually reach up to 12 feet long. So again, these guys are pretty remarkable, and their history is actually directly tied to the San Diego Zoo. They were near extinct in the 1980s. Their numbers were as low as 22. That's less people than here on the lower level. And again, we worked with conservation organizations here in the Southwest to repopulate their species to over 500 today, as well as reintroducing over 300 back into their native habitat. Now on the immediate right is our meerkat habitat. Keep a look out to see if you can spot one. It seems like they're all dormant right now. They do like to burrow into the ground and hide from the sun. So we'll continue on forward. In this aviary habitat to our right is our trumpet-tailed hornbill. Keep a lookout for that rocky beak as well as the red color around their eyes. And now as we continue forward, coming up on our right is our look into the Ethiopian Highlands overpass. Now on that pathway to our right leads into the top of Africa Rocks. We're going to be able to talk more about Africa Rocks later. But the only animal that you can find in Ethiopian Highlands is the Hamadryas baboon. Now that's the primate with the colorful bottom, if you guys are familiar. And a fun fact about Ethiopia is that the coffee bean actually originates from Ethiopia. So if you guys are coffee lovers here, now you know where it came from. But due to hundreds of years of being on the world market as a commodity, a lot of natural forestry as well as reservoirs have cleared out for room for coffee farms. So if you guys want to pick up another sustainable practice today, you can support shade-grown coffee. Now this is coffee grown in the shade of existing rainforests to deter the efforts of those trying to clear out more land. And now as we continue downhill, we're entering Center Street, otherwise known as Bear Valley, where we're going to be able to see some bears from around the world. But just a quick tap back into our botanical aspect. To the right is our native Hawaiian garden. Now you guys see the palm tree, but that smaller tree in the back is actually where I get my name from. That's the koa tree. And koa wood is the strongest wood found across the Hawaiian Islands. So if you guys never knew that, now you do. And coming up on our right is our first representative of Bear Valley, and that's none other than our sloth bear. Now it looks like it's really close to the front of the habitat, so you guys are going to have to keep your eyes peeled for some movement. Now the sloth bear is native to the Asian rainforests of India as well as surrounding areas of the Eurasian continent. And if you guys can get a good look at his snout, they've actually adapted in a way to be actually really good at eating insects. Their favorite food is actually the termites. Now in here lives Vatari, the sister of the boys that we saw earlier. Now does anybody know why tigers have stripes? Because they don't want to be spotted. Boom. Vatari is a perfect example of that. She got us. And now as we continue on forward, it looks like we're going to be able to get a really great view of our American grizzly bears. Now keep a lookout to the right back there, everybody. That's one of our brothers right there. We do have two North American grizzlies here by the name of Scout in Montana. And it looks like he's digging something up. There might be an enrichment item placed inside the habitat to provide that mental simulation. I'm not too sure what's under there. But this is an interesting behavior that I've never seen before, personally, so this is cool to see. Now, as you can tell by their size, they are the largest bear that we take care of here at the zoo. and they are native to North America. And now the last representative of Bear Valley is coming up on our right-hand side. And that's none other than our Andean bear. Now let's see, actually there he is back there. I'll move slowly again so everybody can get a good look. Now that's our Andean bear cub Agapito back there. And Andean bears are native to the Andes Mountains of South America, as well as some of the Amazon forest that surrounds the country. And again, as you can tell from their habitat, they're very good climbers. They do need that climbing skill to be apex predators within their native habitat. We not only want to help animals out there in the wild that need us now, but give a chance for new life to be born, and again, we're thankful to be a part of that. And now as we continue downhill, we've just entered our Frank Canyon Trail. Now to our left is the Owens Aviary up top. If you guys follow those stairs. If you guys are unfamiliar with our aviaries here, you could actually coexist with our animals for a little bit, specifically our birds. And coming up on the right is our Francois Langer habitat inside the Sun Bear Forest. Now you guys might be able to catch a view of them. I don't see any right now, so I'm going to keep on rolling for it. But the Frank Canyon rainforest is actually the first rainforest planted by the San Diego Zoo back in the 1920s. So all of these trees that surround us right now are older than everybody on this bus. And if it seems like we care a lot about rainforests, it's because we do. Rainforests only cover about 6% of the Earth's surface, yet provide life for more than half of the known terrestrial mammals. And if that wasn't enough, they also provide over a quarter of the ingredients that we use in our Western pharmaceuticals. So if you guys use things like Tylenol or ibuprofen, there's a really good chance that those ingredients are linked back to a rainforest around the world. So again, we promote healthy rainforests not only for wildlife and plant life, but for us humans. And again, not only for the present, but for the future, because we want a world where our kids and our grandkids are able to live without having to worry about survival. And now as we continue on uphill, we're about to enter into Africa Rocks. We're going to be able to see the South African penguin all the way up to the lemurs of Madagascar, so keep your eyes peeled, because coming up on our left is none other than our South African penguin habitat. Now I'll move slowly so you all can get a good glimpse. I see some to the left right over there. Now you guys might notice that they are quite small. They are much smaller than their cousins in the Arctic because they don't need as much body fat to stay warm. They do live in a Mediterranean climate such as ours here in San Diego. And inside that pool is 200 gallons of ocean water, as well as a non-carnivorous shark. Now the leopard shark can actually be found here in our own backyard. If you guys are familiar with La Jolla Cove, that's where you guys could actually see our seals. If you go snorkeling in that area, you can actually find a leopard shark, the same one that lives here at the zoo. So again, if you guys want a little wildlife assignment of your own, go check out La Jolla Cove. Because again, there's always so much more wildlife to be experienced, even in our day-to-day lives. And now to the left of the clearing is our Radius Wall. That's our 65-foot man-made waterfall. If you guys walk into Africa Rocks, you could actually walk underneath it, so it is very unique. And now coming up on the left is our lemur habitat. Now if you guys remember King Julian from the movie Madagascar, he was a lemur. But he is a ring-tailed lemur, and that's only one of 100 different species of lemur only found on the island of Madagascar. So again, even the smallest of spaces can give life to so much unique variety. And now coming up on the left, we could actually get a really good look of our vervet monkey right there. So again, you guys can spot that black face right there. That's our vervet monkey. They're native to the acacia woodlands of Africa. And a fun fact about them, they actually operate in matriarchal social groups. And by that, I mean that the mothers lead the group. So if we got any moms on board, go moms. Ladies are in charge. And you can actually see them socially bonding when you see the monkeys picking bugs off of each other, or even play fighting. I'm sure we all have siblings, so we know how it feels to want to get your brother or your sister. And I'm really glad that we were able to catch a glimpse of our vervet monkey and our leopards, because they are actually really hard to get a glimpse of from the bus. We really do get a bird's eye view of Africa Rocks. So it's best enjoyed on the trail. So again, I'm glad we were all able to experience that. Wave bye to our leopard on our left. And again, this trail to our left and all the animals that we saw in it are in Africa Rocks. That's one of our newer trails here at the zoo. It's about 2 to 3 years old, if you guys don't count 2020 and the time we were closed. So again, I highly recommend that you guys check it out. It's my personal favorite trail here at the zoo, so I'm sure you all won't be disappointed. And now as we come uphill, keep your eyes peeled to the right there for that furry animal on that tree. That's none other than one of our koalas. We're now getting a sneak peek into the backside of our koala habitats inside the urban jungle. Now if you guys look closely, there's only one koala per tree, and that's because koalas are highly territorial. And a fun fact about koalas, they're only found on the continent of Australia. And the tree that they're all sleeping on is the eucalyptus gum tree. And koalas only eat that specific leaf. And again, both the tree and the plant are only found in Australia, so koalas are very sensitive animals. They're the face of our conservation hub in Australia, and it's thanks to collaborations that we do maintain over the globe that we're able to have the specific knowledge and expertise that are required to take care of these animals. Because a fun fact about koalas, a lot of people like to call them koala bears because they're so cute, but they're actually a mammal that's referred to as a marsupial. Now, a marsupial is a mammal that has a pouch, so kangaroos are marsupials. And where this ties into with koalas is that when koalas are born, they're actually the size of a jelly bean. And if that's hard to imagine, that's because it is very hard to imagine. And they actually spend the first 6 months of their life in their mother's pouch because of how small and delicate that they are. So again, it's thanks to collaborations around the globe, we're able to provide care for such sensitive animals. And now to the right, that's the urban jungle. That's where the koalas are. But also inside the urban jungle are our giraffes, as well as some rhinoceros. And you can even spot some cheetahs back there. So again, there's always so much more to see on foot because as we are passing through Sydney's Plaza a second time, we're nearing the end of our tour. Now I'd like to thank each and every one of you on the bus because we are a non-profit organization. That means that every dollar that you guys spend here is directly reimbursed into the services we provide, as well as helping us send scientists and veterinarians across the globe to further our conservation efforts. So again, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you all for being here at the zoo and attending our tour. If you guys would like to learn more on your own time, you can visit sdzwa.org. There we have infographics about all of the animals that you were able to see, as well as live animal cams so that you guys can enjoy the views of the zoo from home. And if you guys want to further help support the Wildlife Alliance, there are donation links online as well. And just one last time, my name was Keiko. I hope that you guys did enjoy my tour. If you guys... Thank you guys. Sorry, I appreciate the clapping. I had a brain fart. I was looking at something. I'm smiling, guys. Thank you so much. But just a quick heads up to up top. I'll be unloading the lower level first, so just sit tight and I'll be right there. And again, thank you all for riding with me. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day at the world famous San Diego Zoo.